JP.
What's going on? It's your boy Ron back with another episode of Small Talk. Hey, today we'll be talking about Dan Quinn's mindset in 2025 versus 2026, and how he approached training camp this year, how things were different during OTAs and all that. But I actually want to dive into something before we talk about that. And you all probably know the news already. Let me go ahead and bring it up really quick. There was a position of need that we had for a long time now, we no longer need. So, and in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, BAM! The Washington Commanders have signed wide receiver Stephon Diggs. Yes. Stephon Diggs is in DC. This is the first time Jerry has had a true wide receiver next to him. That's going to take a lot of the pressure off of him. And Stephon will take the pressure off Diggs, and Diggs will take the pressure off Stephon, and Chip will take the pressure off both of them. Boy, this is exciting. What a time to be a Commanders fan, boy. I'm telling you right now. I'm excited, man. Excited to see what we can do. Excited to see where this goes. So, but actually, let's dive right into Dan Quinn and what he had this mindset. So, let's go ahead and dive in. So, as you know, Quinn is our head coach, hired in 2024. He has a 500 record with us, I believe. Obviously, last season, I don't even think last season he was even he wasn't right last season. Because our specifically 2024, he would go for fourth downs, he wouldn't punt, he would take chances with Jaden in this offense. And this year he relied too much on the defense when we were not good. That is my issue. He wanted to punt the ball, wanted to be conservative, using timeouts in the wrong spots, doing things that were unnatural to see him do in 2025. I know he has the confidence in Jaden to convert fourth downs, to do what he needs to do to win the football game. But I think last year he was just off, and he came in with a mindset of, okay, we won in 2025, so I think we can take it easy, give these guys veteran rest days, not go as hard in training camp or OTAs. And I think that was the mistake he made. You gotta practice hard. You gotta go into the game. You gotta practice. You gotta go into practice like you're playing a game. You got to practice hard. You can't just go in and say, okay, 12-5, 2025, okay, cool. I can relax. I can, take it easy this time. No. You gotta go with the same mindset in practice and in the game. What we practice should be translated into the game. You can't come into the game with the mindset of, oh yeah, I'm gonna take it easy. I'm gonna take these guys lightly. That's what got us in trouble. We were old, we were slow. slow. We didn't have that mindset we did in 2024. And even Dan Quinn admitted, the energy here is different. The vibe here is different. The way we're practicing is different. We're doing things differently from 2025, going back to that same vibe we had in 2024 with more intense practices, practicing hard, going back to the mindset of 12-5, but also having that mindset of, okay, we're being counted out. We're the underdog. We have to prove these people wrong this season. We got to go back out there and believe in ourselves, believe in this group to win in 2026. So, let's dive. Alright, so, like I mentioned earlier, his mindset shifted from last year during minicamp, OTAs, and training camp. And compared to last year in 2024, he's not going to give guys too many veteran rest days off because we need to work. They need to work compared to last year. If we had maybe 4 or 5 guys have veteran rest days, that's going to be changing in 2026. And because of the intense practices we've been having, 2 guys have retired thus far in training camp. And Dan Quinn mentions he has pockets for training camp. So he mentioned pocket 1, so days 1 through 3, red zone drills, getting better in the red zone offensively and defensively. And he mentioned that practice will go on for 3 days, and then in block 2, the middle of the field, which I think they started yesterday or Monday. So block 2 is you're going in the middle of the field, working there, getting the offense and defense set, installing plays for them to execute, Dan Quinn mentioned another 2-day camp going into the different situations, like a 4th down situation, a 3rd and 12 situation, a 4th quarter situation where you need a 1st down, all these different situations to get them used to that environment. And then he says that's what they're going to do to instill practice standards. He mentions they will have 3 installs, and that's going to last for 4 days. He mentions this will help bring the competitiveness out of the team. What up? How we doing today? Hey, Stephon Diggs, baby. Stephon Diggs. I got you. Let me turn it down a little bit. Let me know how that sounds. There we go. So, hey, Stephon Diggs, man. Hey, oh my dude, you missed us signing Stephon Diggs. I mentioned Dan Quinn's training camp and how his mindset is better. Yes, we signed Mr. Stephon Diggs. Hey, it's up, man, it's up. Yes, sir, baby. Yes, sir. Offense about to look sweet. Yeah, yes, sir. You got Terry, Chig, and Diggs now, man. Oh, my goodness. Who you gonna stop? You can't stop nobody. You can't stop nobody. But, like I said, Dan Quinn has blocks for training camp. So block 1, I mentioned red zone drills. Block 2, working middle of the field. Block 3, I don't think I heard that yet, but I'll probably come back on another episode and explain that. But And then I mentioned Dan Quinn having installs, having a 2-day camp in different situations. And then Dan Quinn mentions also, which I said earlier, the energy is different. And everybody is mentioning how the energy is different around training camp this season. Even Dan Quinn's wife said this verbatim. Maybe you get punched in the face, you fight back and go. So that setback from last year, it was a punch in the face, and now we gotta take that, and we gotta take this momentum in this, that what they're saying about us. We gotta take that energy. We gotta take that energy and go on the field and win football games. That's what's gonna get the media to stop sleeping on us. We have to go out there and prove people wrong this season. He also mentions, from the time that guys have been coming back, they have been coming back in crazy shape. Because he mentioned the basketball coach. He said, how did you go from 6 to 12 to 23 points? That coach said, I got in crazy shape. Then Dan Quinn says, sometimes this is not all about skill. It's about getting in crazy shape. I saw Terry during the first week of OTAs. That man looked jacked. Bill came back, put on 7-8 pounds of muscle. You have everybody probably in the best shape of their careers now in DC. So, exciting news. He also talked about how you look. This is how you look at your position. Being in crazy shape, you need to look at your position and say, okay, I need to put on X amount of muscle. I need to do this. I need to do this, etc., etc. He mentions there will be a selection process, which will be ongoing, and that there will be competition. And he said, hoping to have players elevate their game in a sense and say, I've got to go. I've got to earn my spot on this roster. I need to do what I need to do to earn my spot on this roster. And then he mentions shifting to the offense now. He mentions Jaden is ready to assume the leadership role in every single way. Dan Quinn mentioned he's gotten stronger. And now he has command of the offense, and he's relaying the information to the guys around him. Communication being strong at the line, and hearing Jaden correct these things at the line is having a level of trust that he can get the guys lined up and correct those mistakes now rather than having to correct those mistakes in game. You make mistakes in practice, you clean them up in game. So I'd rather you have all these mistakes and stuff in practice than you go into a game and not have any idea what you're doing or making a mistake. Like I mentioned earlier, he mentioned Bill put on 7 pounds of muscle. He wants to see offensive execution, which is what you've been seeing the past few days of camp. Jaden's been looking sharp. Terry's been looking good. Luke McCaffrey just had another good day today. You have Bill, who had a nice run today. Chigo Congo is starting to show up now. You got little Lawrence Cager playing well in camp. You got the defense swarming in camp. Everyone has been looking solid in camp so far. But the key is, can we take this and take what we're doing in camp? Can we translate that to the football field in 2026? Can we instill the coaching now? That way we can take this coaching, take the mistakes, take all these information, put it into the game and see if we can win. It's that simple. He mentioned, let's see, where was I? Yes. Dan also mentioned, Bill obviously mentioned that. I mentioned offensive execution, correcting checks, working to see less corrections and execute to go. The offensive line competition. So Dan Quinn mentions it's competitive and how where you're going with your assignments. If you're blocking the right guy, making sure you're not in the wrong position, going after the wrong guy. He also mentions that whether targeting the right people, whether at center or guard, he said this is your best evaluation time because you're actually seeing what they're going to be doing, and this is pertaining to the preseason games because that is going to be what the offensive line does in game and in practice with the pads on. And he says this is the best of time to assess offensive line competition because you see, okay, this guy's performing well, let's get him some reps in game. Okay, this guy's performing well, let's get him some reps in preseason and see how he can build and see if he can make the roster or not. So Dan Quinn also mentions going to the defensive side. The linebackers are probably one of the deepest positions that we have now, and how we have different type of players. And the reporters asked, how does this affect you being multiple? And DQ's answer was, it goes when you're going up against an offense that can do multiple different things. So let's say an offense is in I form. You want to be able to switch into a look that can stop the run. Because most of the time when an offense is under I form, they're mostly going to run the ball. Or single back, they're most likely going to run the ball or come off a play action, roll out. You never know what that offense is going to do. So that's why he mentions this helps, because if we're multiple, we can see what that offense is in and we can immediately adjust to what personnel the offense has out on the field. So he says going up against the offense that can do multiple things and putting people in different locations, and this is going to make it more difficult for an offense to figure out. Because let's say I'm actually going to speak about this right now. He says having the blitz ability is going to be one of the secret sauces of this defense, because we could be lined up in a zone coverage and all of a sudden we're bringing 5 guys. We could be lined up in man coverage, but all of a sudden we're dropping back Sonny Styles in the coverage. We're dropping back Joshua Josephs in the coverage. Kaylavon Chaison's in coverage. You never know what's going to happen with his defense. I could fake pressure from the right side, but all of a sudden now you see Johnny Newton coming from the left side. It's like, what is this? So this defense is going to be hard to game plan for on a weekly basis. So he also mentions that he is happy to have Luvu back at linebacker full time, and that the depth that we have behind Luvu will be way better than what we had last year. And he also mentions the depth at defensive end as well, and that will allow him to go blitz Sonny Styles or Leo Chanel or a Kane Madrano or a Nick Cross, any of these guys that excel at blitzing. And he mentions there will be more linebacker packages than there were last year. Because last year, all you had was your nickel. That was your base defense. This year, our base defense will be 3-4. That will be the main defense we run this year, or main package we run this year with more linebackers, because our linebackers can run. Leo Chanel runs a 4-5. Sonny Styles runs a 4-5. You have Kane Madrano, who runs a 4-5. Jordan McGee, who runs a 4-5. And it wouldn't shock me if they stuck Sonny Styles as safety on some plays. That's going to be crazy. He also mentioned, going back to Terry and Jaden, He says you going back to their workout and stuff and how far along they are in the offense. Dan Quinn says you cannot quantify how much further ahead Jaden and Terry are in the offense. But he said you can feel how far they are in the offense. And he mentions how Terry is playing with joy based on the interaction with his teammates. You can tell Terry loves the game. He loves playing. He's having fun because he now knows, hey, this is my team. This is my wide receiver group. This is my teammate. I can rely on my information that has been given to me, relay that information on to them, and they can learn from me on and off the field on what to do and what not to do. Just like Jaden Bradley, he's taking Jaden Bradley under his wing. Jaden Bradley's been showing out in training camp and OTAs and mini camps. And DQ also mentioned how when McNichols made a play on the sideline, Terry was the first one to come to him. And he was like, man. And that's how you know the relationships, because of they're building a relationship with a player. Because when you make a play, they're excited for you. When you do this, they're excited for you. And now that I have you listening to me, then I can say, okay, that was a nice play, but I think you can do this a little bit better. I think you can do that a little bit better. You can refine your route running. You can do this. Relay information that he's taken from other veteran receivers, putting it on to the other rookies or the other young guys in the room. Dan Quinn also mentions like players in general. So how they're out there early, that way they can already have a sense of what they're doing, and this is determining this is your performance. This is based on your performance. You perform and practice well, you're going to play well. See, that is a strategy so that they can go, so that they can go longer because of weather, and this also helps protect the guys. It also helps protect guys, whether from injury or from an ailment that happened earlier in the season, because you don't want your guys getting re-injured because of a rain, or you don't want them passing out because of heat. So he says, let's get them in there early. That way they're already used to doing these things before they get out on the practice field. And he mentions also they go after these blocks as hard as possible, and then the next 4 days they take a break for a day, and then you come back and then you go attack the blocks again as hard as you can. So with the intensity of practice, you don't want to overwork your guys. So that's why they say, let's go 4 days. Let's take a break here. Let's go 2 days. Let's take a break here. Let's go maybe another 3 days. Let's take a break here, because you don't want to overwork your guys and have them overthinking on a play or doing this or overwork, and you want your guys healthy. This is conditioning them again for the standard of practice that Dan Quinn is setting. Say, okay, let's go 4 days, let's take a break. Let's go 3 days, let's take a break. Okay, let's go hard for this amount of time, okay, and then let's take a break here, whether I need water or something. So basically just getting practice standards in. That way they're used to coming on a certain level when they're in practice. DQ also said that way and then go as hard as you can. That way you don't have to worry about the 5 weeks. Focus on the here and now. Focus on this drill. whether we're doing red zone drills, whether we're doing a drill in the middle of the field, whether we're doing a defensive drill. Let's focus on this drill for this particular week in this particular day. Then let's move on to the next block next week. Let's move on to the other block this week. Let's move on to the other block and let's focus specifically on block 1. Boom, red zone. Block 2, fourth quarter situations, third down and 12. Let's focus on that. And then block 3, disguising defense, blitzing, covering, learning the coverage. Block 4, 11 on 11 for a week or so. And then block 5, let's go ahead and let's do scrimmages from here on out. So let's focus on block 1, block 2, and whatever is installed for that week. Let's not worry about it ahead of this. Let's not worry about what's happening here. Worry about what's happening here and now. It's that simple. And DQ says he feels that this practice is a mix of feeling like the 12-5 team and that knows the standard. However, he also mentions that this is the 5-12 team that has something to prove this season. So that's the mindset we need to come into the season with. Let's act like we're 12-5. Let's go set the standard. Let's act like we know what we're doing. Let's go set the standard now. But let's also take the lessons from our 5-12 season and say, okay, we're being counted out. We're the underdogs. We've got something to prove. Jaden is underdog. I've got something to prove. Terry, hurt last year. Ranked top 20 receiver. I've got something to prove this year. Larry Tunsil, he's a top 5 offensive lineman in the league. Wasn't even an all-pro. Okay, I've got something to prove this season. Jaden Lane probably should have been an all-pro punt returner. I'm just putting that out there. Okay, let me prove something this year. Let's take the lessons learned from our 12-5 season. Let's take the lessons learned from our 5-12 season. Let's say, okay, I know the standard. I know what I'm supposed to be doing on this play. I know what DQ wants during this week of practice. I know what I need to be doing mentally, but can I physically do it? So that's why he says, take that 5-12 and go play like you're the team that has something to prove this regular season. So, and that's the mindset I think we'll have. So we will have the mindset of being dogs, but we will also have the mindset of being underdogs, of being underrated, of being this 5-12 team that has something to prove. Because a lot of people forget, just 2 years ago, we were in the NFC Championship game. And if we can improve on what we did in 2024 and take the mindset of having that underdog mentality, that's going to bode well for this team. Let's not act like we're better than this team. Let's act like this team, play the opponent in front of you and dominate them. That is the key. Play with the mindset of, hey, this is a good team too. We're good too. Good on good. So let's take that 5-12 mindset and let's act like we're the underdogs here and let's go dominate this team. I'm going to go take this mindset and I'm going to put it on and I'm going to show you that we are that 12-5 team from 2024 and then some. We are that 2024 team with a better defense. We are that 2024 team with a better offense. We are that 2024 team with better coaching in place. We are that 2024 team with better standards in place. We are that 2024 team that plays hard every week. whether we win or whether we lose, we're going to bring that same energy. So, and that's all I've got. So hopefully Dan Quinn can take this mindset during training camp and OTAs and translate it into the regular season. Guys, looking forward to it. And remember, Stephon Diggs might make this offense top 5. And as always, I will see you guys on the next episode of Small Talk. And as always, hail to our beloved Washington Commanders. Peace.